Hi, I'm Peggy Semmens, the Community Coordinator for the Delnor Community Kitchen. Welcome to our virtual cooking program. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we're not able to have you come to our class, so we decided to have a class here for you. Since we opened in June of 2018, we have hosted over 250 cooking programs for adults, children, and children with disabilities. So stay tuned because this calendar is coming out in September and we are really excited to get you back. I don't know when, but we will get you back into this kitchen. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy our cooking programs with our dietitians. Enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nancy Zawicki. I'm a registered dietitian with Northwestern Medicine, the Western region, and we're here today at the Community Kitchen, and we're going to be doing a farm-to-table class called Let's Get Salsy. So the first recipe is a lime chicken with peach salsa. So how I start is I take a Ziploc bag and I put chili powder and lime juice and some garlic in there, and then I'm going to take a raw piece of chicken breast and put it in this bag, seal it, and then I'm going to use our meat tenderizer, the flat surface, and just pound it out, flatten it, and that way it's going to cook a little faster in our skillet. Now, when you deal with chicken breast and it's raw, you want to be very careful. Cooked chicken should be cooked till 165 degrees, and that way it'll kill the pathogen salmonella. So you don't want to undercook it, but you don't want to keep it going to like 200 because it'll get dried out. So have a meat thermometer and just check it. There's lime juice in this chicken mixture as well. So then you don't need to rinse raw chicken. You're just going to open the package, like you can do the flattening of the chicken. But once you've got it in your pan, you remove your cutting board, your knives, anything that came in contact with the chicken, and get it washed and sanitized, and start with a nice fresh cutting board and knife. So that'll keep everyone safe. And what you're trying to avoid is cross-contamination. And that's also true with raw meats too, but chicken juices are just a little bit more, you have to be careful with. So what we have today are peaches and avocado. So if you pick up an avocado that, like this one's still a little firm, what I would do is get a paper bag and put the avocado in here. And you can also include an apple or a banana and seal it up. And the apple and banana, the fruits, release a gas called ethylene, and that helps to speed up the ripening. So it would probably ripen in 1 or 2 days. You can also do that with peaches, but they produce their own gas, so you don't need to put another piece of fruit in there, but you can also put them in a paper bag. If they get ripe and you're like, oh, I don't need them yet, then put them in the refrigerator, and that'll slow down the ripening. So just wanted to show you that tip. All right, so I cut up some nice fresh peaches, which are a summer, they're coming in right now, and I have avocado. Now, because this avocado is still a little hard, I'm not going to actually cut it, but I'll show you how I cut an avocado. And everyone has their way of doing it. I think the most important thing is to stay safe. So what I do is I hold it down on the cutting board, but I'm going to go down like this, that. I'm actually just doing 4 slits, and then I peel each piece back, and I've got nice bare avocado, and then I just kind of open it up. There's the stone inside, and then I go from there and cut it up. So I'm going to add a little bit more lime juice. So I'm just going to cut it in half, and we use our little citrus press, and you want to put the cut surface face down where the holes are, because that way the juice is going to come out. So we're just going to do that, and that's going to help give it a little zing, but it will also prevent the browning too. So here, we'll do it again. We're going to put it face down on these holes, and then juice. Okay, so we have a few more ingredients to add to this little salsa. We're going to add these grape tomatoes that I've cut up. So nice and fresh. And I've got some scallions. I don't think I'll put all of them in. And then cilantro. And I wanted to tell you about cilantro. Some people like it, some people don't. So it's a gene, and I can give you the gene name. It's OR6A2. And 10 to 30% of the population carries this gene, and it's an ancestral thing. So it's usually people who are Asian or Caucasian can have that gene, and what happens is the cilantro tastes like soap to them. My mother actually would say, oh, I don't like cilantro, it tastes like soap. I don't have that gene, I like cilantro. But I also read that Julia Child, a very famous French chef, she did not like cilantro. If she saw it in food, she'd pick it out and just throw it on the floor. So it is, certain people can tolerate it. Also with cilantro, as the plant grows, and maybe it'll go to flower and there's seeds, those seeds are actually coriander. So that was interesting to me. And the coriander plant is actually called cilantro. So and they both have unique flavors. Coriander has more of a lemony or nutty flavor used in different dishes. But the cilantro, we use in a lot of Mexican dishes, and it gives some nice flavor. I'm also going to press some garlic in here. So you'll use our garlic press. I'll put maybe 2 little cloves in, and then just squeeze. Now, we can also add jalapeno, but I'm not going to do it right now because that's another thing that emits a gas. It's called capsaicin. It's a chemical that makes the pepper spicy. And what I find, I can tell when someone is using a jalapeno in my kitchen or a spicy pepper because I get something caught in my throat. It's called a throat irritation, and that is a common reaction to these peppers. And the heat is carried in the flesh and the seeds. So we're going to make a salsa, and then I will do this. But I have to get through this video, so I don't want to be having a problem. So to plate this, we have our chicken breast, and it's got the lime juice and chili pepper and a little garlic. And now we're just going to add the salsa along with it. And that is one recipe that we have completed right now. So I'm going to put this over here for right now. And now we're going to swing over to the next recipe. All right, so now we have a second recipe. It's our farm to table, time to get salsy, and it's chicken tacos with a corn salsa. So you can use a tortilla shell if you'd like, or I chose to use a tostada today. So it's already cooked, it's a flat, crispy corn tortilla. It's like an open-faced sandwich. So what I did, this chicken, I actually made extra with the chili lime chicken and shredded it. So what you could do is get 2 meals out of this chicken. So I just cooked extra, use it for that meal, and now we're going to use it for another meal. So cooked chicken can last in the refrigerator 3 or 4 days. Raw chicken should only be in the refrigerator 1 or 2 days. So I just put the chicken, shredded it, put it on here. We're going to add some black beans. And black beans add protein to the tostado, and they're soluble fiber. They help to lower cholesterol, and they're really nice. They add another texture and add some nice color as well. So it's a high protein tostada right now. All right, and then we're going to add this cottage cheese and just put a little bit on. I'm going to then put it in a 400 or 375 degree oven so that these warm up a bit, and I like the cheese melted. And then from there we're going to make a couple salsas as well. So give you a few more ideas. All right, so here I'm going to pass this over and we're going to pop it in the oven. Thank you. All right, so first off, we're going to make this corn salsa. This is one of my favorite tools. You take raw corn. Now, raw corn is safe to eat raw. You just want to give it a nice washing, and it adds a little bit more fiber. It adds crunch to food. So you could make this salsa raw, but also when you cook corn, it will increase the antioxidants and it brings out the sweetness. So I'm just going to use this tool and just bring it down. I go halfway. This is really nice corn. And then I flip it around and go like this. And then I just put it in a skillet with a little bit of olive oil and then saute it. You want to keep it on low heat because there is a milk of the corn that will scorch if it's too high a heat. And I added zucchini to this recipe. With these recipes, you can add what you want, but I wanted to get another vegetable in there. So this is actually ready to go. I'm just going to set this aside. We actually don't need it right now. And now I'm just going to use this as my bowl, actually. So we're going to add some red onion and some red pepper. So we're adding lots of color. And the thing that I want you to notice is with all these ingredients, I don't have anything coming out of a jar or bottle. I mean, the only exception would be the olive oil and the red wine vinegar. So that's what we're striving for. We're trying to get away from processed foods and using just fresh. So now once again, I'm going to add some lime juice. Lime juice gives that nice zing and the acid, and it works well for flavor. So again, we're going to do this. Squeeze it. I'm going to do one more. Actually, I'm not. I'm just going to do the half, I think, right there. I think it's got enough vinegar and all. All right, so this is our corn salsa. Doesn't that look delicious? If I had extra beans, I might even just throw it in there too. It would be fine. All right, so we've got that. And now we're going to make a little guacamole. They call it like a salsa, but this is 2 avocados that I cut up. This one we're going to add some lime juice to. Okay, and mix it. And then we're going to add tomatoes cut up and onion, and then more cilantro. So a lot of cilantro. This recipe also calls for a jalapeno, but I'm not going to add it right now. And then some spices. So we have chili powder and some cumin. Now cumin also has a story. It gives you a nutty or smoky flavor. So it's really good in the Mexican foods. It pairs well with the ingredients we use. But also it's been known that it has some medicinal properties. But we caution you on that. The FDA does not monitor like the safety or purity of supplements. So we prefer that you eat a healthy diet of a variety of fresh fruits and vegetables so that you're getting the nutrition that you need without just taking supplements, because more is not always better. And if you're going to take a supplement, I would run it by your physician first, because sometimes there are some contraindications if you're taking another medication. So try to eat healthy meals, a variety of foods, and moderation is the key for everything. So here's our nice little salsa. And the last thing I wanted to show you, so we're going to just top that with our tostadas. But I wanted to show you a basic little salsa recipe. So what I did first, I took about 6 Rome tomatoes and I put them in a baking dish with a little olive oil and just cored them. And I just roasted them at like 400 degrees until they were nice and blistered and soft. And then you're going to take some onion and throw it in this little food processor. And now I'll do the jalapeno. I'm going to add these fresh tomatoes as well. So now for the jalapeno. You want to control the heat. So I would just quarter it. So you see, this is the pith right here, the white, and then you've got the seed. So I'm just going to add 1 chunk of jalapeno because you can always add more. I do have garlic in here. I actually roasted it with the tomatoes. All right, so we're just going to process it. And also, we want to just pulse it because that way, I don't think I did that right. 1 second. You want it to be a little chunky. All right, so that should be it. It might need a little bit more, but this is what the salsa looks like. And as you pass the aisles with salsa, there's so many choices. And if you read the ingredients, a lot of them contain sugar and excess salt. This one I just pulled out of my pantry. I had a jar of salsa. And this one's actually pretty good. It was just everything we used. Tomatoes, water, jalapeno peppers, cilantro, roasted onion, and yes, we can add cilantro to this as well. And then you can just pour it into a jar and keep in the refrigerator about a week. I bet when you make something like this and put it in a bowl and serve it with chips, it's not even going to last the evening. So it should be very good. So here is our finished product. tostadas. So I'm just going to put it over here a bit, and we're just going to top it with a little of our salsas. So here's the corn salsa, and then we'll just put a little bit of the guacamole mixture on it as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to add it to our platter so you can see our finished recipes for today. So hopefully this doesn't break. There you go. So this is what we served today. It would be 2 different meals and all this fresh fruit, beans, chicken. So I hope you get a chance to try these and enjoy. Thank you so much.